90% of students that I've come across from as little as 5 years of age onwards, some having gone to madrasa for up to 5 years, cannot even recite the isti'adha, which means a'udhu billah, correctly, making both major and minor mistakes. And it can take on average maybe even up to 1 week to correct just a'udhu billah and bismillah. Today we're going to cover this here on HealMyTajweed with exciting news coming from the 3rd of September, which is today in our locality and online. So stay tuned. Roll the intro. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to HealMyTajweed, helping you read. So inshallah, today we've started a local madrasa, okay, and we're going to try and stream a lot of the classes online. The details are available on my website, in the description below, and on the various social media platforms. We've also recently joined Instagram, but do bear with us because this is quite new for us. So inshallah, we're going to fill it up with content. Okay, I'm going to try and read off a bit, just refer to my notes because otherwise I'm going to be making lots of mistakes, okay? So do bear with me. Now, before we continue, do remember smash that like button and also consider subscribing to our channel and share the video to those who you think might benefit from it. Jazakallahu khairan. Okay, so I made a bold claim in the beginning. I said 90% of students I've come across don't know how to recite, okay? It's not the fault of the students, by the way. Now, how many students have I come across, you may ask me? Well, to date, it's been 5 years, so I'm going to have an estimate of close to 1,000 students, including adults and local and online. Okay, you could argue academic, sample size and location, or you could just go and find out for yourself. And so you know my position. Alhamdulillah, I'm speaking from experience as a late mature student of Tajweed and Islamic sciences, also as a parent of 4 children, and as a teacher to all 5 members of my family, which are my 4 children and my wife, and also a teacher to both adults and children, okay, like I mentioned, local and online. And I've been an online educator for now close to 5 years, which also includes my tech work, so details below, you can refer to that. Now, many of these students, right, even after having completed reciting the Quran from cover to cover, they needed to be taken back to Qaidah, to relearn Arabic alphabets with makharij, which means articulation points, and sifa, which means characteristics, let alone the main tajweed rules like ghunna, nasalization, qalqala, echo letters, etc. Not only their faces, their little poo faces were disappointed, not only did some parents look a bit angry at me for suggesting they have to go back to Qaidah, but even yours truly almost immediately regretted saying, you know what, I need to take back Qaidah, because I remember the difficulty, the days, weeks, months, even years to try and correct every letter. It's not an easy task because of the muscle memory. And those are children we're talking about. Now imagine an adult who is in their mid or later years, and they've done years of the wrong makhraj and sifa. It's even more difficult for them. And of course, if they've memorized anything from the Quran, then it becomes even harder to unmemorize the mistakes. May Allah forgive us all and forgive myself for suggesting this, but one of the first things that comes to my head is I want to go and punch those teachers. Astaghfirullah, this is just an initial thought. May Allah prevent me from doing this. May Allah protect us all, okay? But understand this, because I blame the teacher first and foremost. And they did that to the poor child. And oh yes, blame here is necessary. Another word is responsibility, but even better, accountability to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now, on a different level, many imams who are leading salah should not be leading salah purely based on their recitation, because they're making both major and minor mistakes. Repeatedly, even when they are advised in private, they still do not stop, they do not go and correct their recitation, and they continue to lead salah, and they continue to try and teach children and adults and charge for it, which is a terrible crime. Now the worst thing is that in that congregation there are people in the jama'ah, there are brothers whose tajweed is far much better than the imams, and yet these brothers are not leading salah. That doesn't make sense, and I do hear you, and you're right. And what we should do is address the mosque community members to ask them, please get your heads out of the sand. And not to mention the adhan. Okay, the call to prayer, the origin of which is a lesson for us, since the one who dreamt it was not the one whom the Prophet ﷺ commanded to do the first adhan, and that was given to Bilal radiallahu an. And yet, not only many mu'adhin who call the adhan make tajweed mistakes, both major and minor, but sometimes they sound like a cat being mauled by another cat. We're having parents coming right now, we're filming this, so inshallah in the future we will be streaming live classes as well, okay? Now some teachers, mashallah, they're very good, and some institutions are very good, alhamdulillah. They have the skills and the knowledge to teach, but unfortunately they also think they belong to an elite group on par with designer clothing, and they can charge so much money that it becomes impossible for us normal people to go and study with them. Okay, and that's ridiculous. You know, it's become a business, a huge profitable business, and this is not the case. This should not be like that. Inshallah, one of our intention is in the future we will try to generate income and provide education for free for everyone, which is why we're putting lessons online at the moment for free. Make dua for us, inshallah. Also join us. Now, okay, Ash, enough with the complaining. We know there are many issues affecting the ummah, right? Should we really be nitpicking on tajweed right now while our brothers and sisters are suffering in many parts of the world? So my answer, yes, we should be. Fairly and giving each aspect of Islam its due right. If there are issues affecting our brothers and sisters, we need to stand up for that. Everyone has their own responsibility and ability to deal with Islamic stuff. What we're doing right now doesn't mean we should not do anything else. Every aspect of Islam is important. Of course, it's far more important to deal with the atrocities and the crimes in the world. And we're going to do this as long as, if you have a cause and you want our support, as long as you're doing things on the right path, according to the understanding of the previous predecessors, we will join you, we will support you, inshallah. I have not mentioned any names. I've stated some problems, but I haven't mentioned names. I've not pointed any fingers. So if you think it's directed to you or applies to you, then that's on you. If you feel offended or insulted, to be honest, since I didn't mention a single name, I don't care for your feelings over and above the rights of the Quran and our responsibility and accountability to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I hope that's okay. Now, some institutions, they overload the number of students that they intake. The ratio of teachers to student becomes unmanageable, and many students are just left trailing behind. Okay, alas, these words have burnt my ears. We need bums on seats. I can't even understand why would people who run madrasas speak like that. Teachers also tend to change frequently, so there's no continuity and there's no consistency of teaching. And of course, many places, they still operate on a very traditional way of teaching, which in and of itself is not a problem. But when you have more students than teachers, then that becomes a problem, because then everyone depends on that single teacher, and if that teacher doesn't come, there's no learning happening, which is a problem. Rather, institutions should develop a system nowadays so that even if the teacher doesn't come, and alhamdulillah, with multimedia, we can use many automated systems that children can learn from. Okay? Please forgive me if this sounds harsh, but it's a reality, because I've met a few of them. You, the teachers, if it applies to you, you're stealing people's money. You're stealing parents' money. And you've turned this Quran into a personal, profitable business. I mentioned accountability, and that's a reminder to myself first and foremost. Some of these mistakes which I've mentioned, I've done at the beginning, but I'm improving, alhamdulillah. And again, I could point fingers, name and shame, but this is another principle in Islam, that you should not expose the sins of your brother. So I'm proposing a practical solution, at least to my ability. Now here it is. I have started this platform called HealMyTajweed, first on YouTube, and slowly integrating other social media platforms, like our own website is HealMyTajweed.com, and the whole brand is going to be under HealMyTajweed. Now the philosophy is to create awareness, not name, shame or blame, but the jury is still out on this one, and offer free Tajweed lessons to all children and adults. It is my intention to equip the parent with enough Tajweed awareness so they can help their child on their journey with the Quran, Additionally, we want to train the parent to recognize a scam artist who is trying to steal their money by pretending to teach Tajweed but not delivering. Currently, our Tajweed lessons are made available freely on YouTube in a structured manner, so you will be able to follow and learn at your own pace. Of course, no pre-recorded lesson will ever replace a teacher one-on-one, okay? Let's understand that. Not even an internet live teacher, because there are issues with the bandwidth and the echo and the delay. But it should create enough appreciation for you to continue learning and finding a good qualified teacher. We have designed the lessons in a way that both adults and children can study together. Now, in my madrasa, I teach the students in groups and one-on-one, and it's quite a unique approach. Instead of one child getting 5 to 10 minutes with a teacher, the whole group gets 1 hour with a teacher, okay? And they all sit in a very, very controlled, organized and disciplined manner. Each child has to listen to the other child's lesson. And every time a child listens, I'm asking questions to the whole group, also taking turns. Because of this method, it's something strange I've noticed. A child who is just on lesson 4 on Qaidah, he may make mistakes on his lesson, but he's able to correct someone on lesson 20, which is a bit amazing, alhamdulillah. And I think my students here, they will vouch for this, correct? Am I lying?
No.
Alhamdulillah. And again, inshallah, we're going to be showing this method to the whole world, inshallah. One more issue is that every child, we believe, can become really good in Tajweed. And I mean really good. If you teach a child correctly, they will recite correctly. By Allah's will, we have corrected speech impediments such as lisping, th, and stuttering because of the miracle of the Book of Allah. Unless someone has a physical defect in their mouth, there is no speech impediment that cannot be cured with the words of Allah. Alhamdulillah. And as opposed to the standard practice, which is to push forward only the best students when it comes to having any kind of show or presentation, for any promotional program, we teach all the students to a high level, which means everyone can be pushed forward. We teach on a systematic approach rather than relying on the single teacher the entire time. Think more of a student-led supervised teaching and learning, while also using technology and automated systems. It's a very similar approach to modern secular academic schools. Of course, there will always be some individual who are more gifted than others, but the gap between them two, like for example, if a child just started Juz Amma, their recitation of Surah An-Nas should be very similar to a child who's on Baqarah. Both their Surah An-Nas should be the same. That's the goal, and that's what we should be doing, okay? As for adults who keep telling themselves that the reason they do not know Tajweed is because of time constraints, can we be quiet, please? Thank you. Now, this is one thing I'm going to stress. I'm going to put this in a condition. When I'm teaching, if anyone is going to disturb my class, they will be kicked out even before they say, sorry, teacher. And I'm not messing with this. And you can ask my previous students. Because when you're reciting the Book of Allah, when someone is studying the Book of Allah, first of all, there's a command that you should be listening to them. Okay? Secondly, that student, that's their haqq, their right to be corrected, is their time. You do not disturb them. And if you doubt it, you ask my previous students. I've kicked students out because they kept disturbing that child when they're reciting. I will not tolerate any of these disturbances in my class. Are we clear? Alhamdulillah. Okay. We were talking about, let's go back. As for those adults who keep telling themselves that the reason they do not know Tajweed is because of time constraints, that they are too busy to find time to study, they really need to stop lying to themselves. I don't believe a single person, including myself, if I say, or you say to me, you're too busy to learn, I don't believe you. I'm challenging you, okay? One old friend of mine, he said this to me, and I'll always remember this, and I agree completely. The busy person will always find time. Alhamdulillah. And if your excuse is you cannot find a suitable teacher or institution to teach you, well, guess why we've created HealMyTajweed? For that very reason. There are other institutions, there are other platforms, but we are here to also teach the parents, not just the students. And because the classes are going to be online available for you, you have no excuse. You can learn Tajweed, you should learn Tajweed. In fact, if you are going to say to me that you don't have time to learn Tajweed, that you're not going to be helping your child, we're going to have a very different start. I'm actually going to say to you, in that case, I will not be able to work with you, because I'm going to depend on the parent support. You are the teachers, first and foremost. We are the facilitators, inshallah. So do think twice before you want to join us. That's one of the reasons why I'm coming online and stating this. This is why I'm starting this program, is we're serious, okay? But wait, we want to take this one step further. We are now inviting every student to our madrasa, and we will, inshallah, try to live stream the classes as it's happening, live stream them. Of course, we're going to take care of safeguarding procedures. There is a media release form. If the parents are not happy for their child to be filmed or audio recorded, not a problem. You have to sign the form. Most of the time the camera will face myself, the teacher, and the recording is going to happen from the screen, which is going to put online. But sometimes, and I'm asking you this, think about this, yeah? Some people have a reservation about their children being online. I'm hoping that the same parents haven't given their child a smartphone and that child is not on social media, because if that's the case, I need you to rethink your position. We are here now trying to say we want to educate others and be a da'wah to others. And what better way than to teach the Quran? So if you're willing to be on social media for social reasons, why not for the Quran? And if you make mistakes, other children, other adults will also learn from your mistakes. It is a form of da'wah. Do think about it. However, I will respect everyone's wishes. I will not impose anyone who do not wish to be filmed. Okay, but I would like you to rethink, because it will help a lot of people, inshallah. Okay, I know there are individuals out there and communities who want a higher standard for their children in their own Islamic studies, and our plan is to connect with them and inspire others to do the same for their own communities. Part of our strategy is to go to every mosque who want to receive us in London and inshallah in UK, and to offer a taster course of Surah Al-Fatiha as a sample course, okay? And this way we're going to create more awareness and build relationships. You can check our initial project we've done in IDC during Ramadan 2018. In fact, we've gone to 3 masjids so far. I've uploaded 2 masjids. The third one I'm still going to edit and upload it, inshallah. It was Masjid Ibrahim last Saturday. And yes, before you ask, Arabic language, especially Quranic Arabic teaching and learning, is an important aspect of Islamic studies, and this will inshallah also be implemented on our platform in due time. It is very difficult to teach Arabic in a setting like this, like afternoon, because of the different level ages, but we're going to find a way, inshallah, okay? But we need to start somewhere for now. So Tajweed, Hifz, General Islamic Studies is our current starting focus. Unfortunately, we do not have a standardized quality assurance monitoring committee like what Ofsted is to the secular, and to the rest of the country, primary education and secondary education. I wish we did, but like our ummah is very divided already. It's hard to find a body that's going to go and test the standards. But let's dream, let's hope, let's make dua. Maybe we can have it, inshallah. So this is the only next best thing I can do, okay? Alhamdulillah for the internet. Okay, of course there's plenty more to cover. That's our project, so I'm going to kind of end it here, inshallah. This isn't just talk, by the way, and here's the reason. On my channel there is now close to 30 videos. 95% of it is Tajweed related. So we've already started the journey, and this is what I'm going to tell you. If for some reason this madrasa fails and our online project fails, I am going to continue teaching my own family, my own children, and I'm going to continue, inshallah, putting the lessons online. I'm not stopping. So the vision, that's the vision, alhamdulillah. So it doesn't really matter whether we succeed or fail locally. We need to continue, so I'm going to continue. However, I'm going to invite you to help us in the following ways, inshallah. Number 1, first thing you should do today, especially parents, before I even address the students, I'm talking to all the parents. Renew your relationship with the Quran from today. Your relationship with the Quran. I didn't say go home and just start reading like brick-brack. And there are plenty of lectures, alhamdulillah, online by scholars and da'is who have done. You must have a relationship with the Quran. Do remember, the companion, the Quran is going to be your companion on the day of judgment. Studying is not just for children, okay? And no, you're never too old for it. Number 2, join us on our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment and share our videos. Number 3, join our Tajweed classes, either local or online or both, and let's study together. Number 4, contact your local mosque or other relevant organization and speak to them about bringing us over for a taster course, and ask them to get in touch with us, and you also get in touch with us. Number 5, contribute to our project by donating your time, skills, money, or in any way you can. As you can see, I'm using equipment. We have a website. I'm using technology. One of the reasons why we charge is because I have all these expenses, which up until now has been from my own pocket, and I haven't earned a single penny from it. But now we have to pay teachers. Alhamdulillah, we have a masjid. There's a bit of contribution, inshallah, we should give. The masjid is trying to buy the shop is trying to buy, the masjid committee is trying to buy the masjid, so it becomes a longer term project and so extend it. So, and what I'm asking is if the fees are going into that project. This is not a personal stuff. I have my own job. I do tech work. So this is why there's a fee at the moment. But inshallah, make dua, someday we'll provide this for free. And number 6, before I continue, I do need help. I'm mostly by myself at the moment, especially if you are skilled in, website management or marketing strategies or content creation for YouTube or any other social media expertise you may have. Okay, you don't need to know Tajweed just yet, you can learn later, but whatever skills you have, please come and help us, inshallah. And number 6, start your own project with your community, wherever you are. We just want to help you, and we're not saying with the best Tajweed authority. We're not. We're students. I'm not going to be a teacher. I'm going to be more of a facilitator, and I want to study with you, and I need you to correct me if I'm making mistakes. We're going to study together, inshallah. And to your parents, last thing, you must find some time to learn Tajweed and basic Islamic studies yourself, so you can have your child, even if it's a little at home, because you're the first responsible and accountable person for their Islamic studies, not the teacher. We're just here to help you. Okay? So may Allah forgive us all and guide us on the straight path and accept our efforts. And inshallah, do remember to like, subscribe to our channel and share this video to others. And also, you can check out our previous videos we've done, contribute to the project, check out our website, which is a work in progress, but there's some information there. You can find out information how to download forms from there and for application for here. Come and join us with the other classes, and also you can suggest to us what courses you want to see here. We're going to try and fill it up, inshallah. More teachers are going to come. So this was Ashik from HealMyTajweed helping you read. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.